I would encourage you to watch prices for at least 2 weeks to look for the lowest price. 2 weeks to look for the lowest price. Now, here is a huge tip, and I got the best resource to do it. I want you to use
What's happening? No capping. We with AO, about to get a plate bowl. Pull up to the table. Let's go.
Yo, so the average cost of a 1 week vacation in the United States of America for one person is about $1,558. That number doubles if it's an international trip. So if you go from the US to, let's say, to London, it's going to be about $3,200. So if you're planning to take a trip this summer, I want you to have a blast. I want you to enjoy yourself, but I also want you to stick to your budget, not your friend's budget, not your family's budget, but your budget. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about traveling. We're going to give you some travel tips for the summer. We're going to talk about tips on how you can save on transportation, lodging, and activities. And I'm going to share with you 2 epic trips you can take this summer for only what? $1,000. That's right. We're going to lay it down for you today. I literally have it all on my laptop. So I'm going to be looking at my notes quite often today because I want to make sure that I am giving you all the right information. And I did a lot of research. And so I didn't want to go off of my head only. I literally wrote it down. But before we get started, you guys, please do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, you guys. Stop dating your boy. And if you're already married to me, hit the notification bell because, man, we got a lot of content coming out. I'm starting to do more reactions and more things that will impact you and that will start being a little bit more relative to current events and to the culture. I'm starting to address mindsets, not people. So I don't want you to miss some of the stuff that we have coming up the pipeline. And then 2 quick things that before we get into today's topic, 2 quick things, real quick. Number 1, when it comes to traveling, I don't want you to go inside of emergency funds, but I do want you to start saving. So let's say if you're going to be traveling somewhere next month in July, or maybe in August, or maybe you're saving up so you can travel for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. I want you to start saving this money in a prize pool savings account. Now, this savings account is the best savings account that I have ever seen personally in my life because I love the fact that if I have $1 in there, they give me 1 ticket that goes towards a grand prize or weekly prizes. If I got 5,000 in there, they're going to give me 5,000 tickets every single day that the $5,000 is in the account. And so this rewards me for simply saving, and I may get $100, $200 this week, or the grand prize at the end of the month is like $20,000 sometimes. And listen, this could be you. So go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. Sign up for this free savings account. They're FDIC insured. They will give you about 0.30% on the interest. You'll get a debit card to where you can have quick access to the savings account, and you will also get put inside of the grand prize. And then also, as we are talking about traveling tips, I want to make sure that as you are traveling this summer, the number 1 way to build wealth, I want to make sure that we're not pulling money from wealth building. And the number 1 way to really build wealth and to close the wealth gap is homeowners and being homeowners, not homeowners insurance. I'm about to say homeowners insurance is to be home owners. And this summer, man, is a great time to where if you are in a financial position to where you can own a home, now is a great time to own it. And you guys are always asking me, Anthony, how do I get a home mortgage if I don't have any open trade lines? Hey, Anthony, I've been struggling with some of my credit, but I'm starting to pay off my debt and I'm still getting denied for a mortgage. Well, I've partnered with the best company in the world that I know that if you're not ready today to get a mortgage, they will walk you through the whole process to help you get ready to get a mortgage with them. And this company is called Churchill Mortgage. You can go to anthonyoneal.com/Churchill. And they are the best because 1, They're teachers. They're going to educate you on this process to let you know, hey, if you're going to travel this summer, make sure that you remember that you need to set aside this amount of money into your prize pool savings account for your down payment, for any expenses you may have when it comes to getting a home. Number two, they're going to give you a certified pre-approval. And a certified pre-approval means that when you go out into the market, you're going to be stronger than 90% of the people in the market who just have regular approvals, because this simply means that up front you did all of your work and that your loan has already been through manual underwriting. So this means you are a guaranteed buyer. And to add the icing on the cake, they're going to give you an extra $5,000 to put on top of your earnest money as a buyer. So the seller knows not only do they have a certified approval, but if anything was to happen and this home loan fell through because of financing, they get an extra $5,000 on top of the earnest money, simply because Churchill believes in what they offer. And Churchill will get you approved and walk you through the whole process. So listen, go to anthonyoneal.com/Churchill. If you right now are ready for a home loan, or let's say by the end of this year, you're ready to purchase a home, or next year, look them up, start the process today. I promise you'll thank me later. You know, when it comes to traveling, right? A lot of us really want to make sure that we can have fun this summer. And I love it. And here's the number one thing that I think that we all really need to work on. It's the flights and transportations. This is usually the most expensive part of the trip, but you can save money if you apply some of these tips. I really want you to write some of these tips down. I have several here, so I'm not going to say number one, number two, because this is the first part. Number one is your flights and transportation. Let's just say point number A, up underneath flights and transportation. Be flexible with the dates. A few days can make a big difference in the price. I would really avoid weekends, right? Because weekend flights, that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those are some of the most expensive flights you can get. What I tend to do is go on Google Flights, right? I'll go on google.com. And I will go on ahead and I will see what dates are available. And what I love about google.com/flights is that when you type in your date, or if you type in where you want to go, say, for example, you want to go I'm in DMV. So if I want to go from DC to California, I can type that in. And what it would do is it will show me 2 months. It will show me this month and next month. And it will show me prices that are available. Normally, you'll see the prices are cheaper Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, because most likely flights are expensive on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. People fly out on Fridays, fly on Saturdays, and return home on Sunday and Mondays. And so I will see, okay, what's the best day? And so you'll see like Thursday's $100 cheaper, or Saturday's $200 cheaper. Or if you wait 2 weeks on a Thursday, you can get it for this price. So I would recommend going to google.com/flights and just typing in, if you are flexible. That is a great way. Another website that I personally use is Scott's. What is that? I need to look it up. I forgot the name of it because I know it's Scott's. Scott's Cheap Flights. Go to Scott's Cheap Flights. And what I'll do is throughout the year, I will mark, hey, you know what? I want to go to California. I want to go to Las Vegas. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Greece. I want to go to these places. And they will send me, hey, there's a huge special that's going on right now to go to Maldives. I'm going to Maldives and to Dubai for my birthday, right? I'm taking a whole month of July off. Still giving you some good content though. But I'm going there, and I found these flights through Scott's Cheap Flights and Google.com flights. So I would encourage you to watch prices for at least 2 weeks to look for the lowest price. 2 weeks to look for the lowest price. Now, here is a huge tip, and I got the best resource to do it. I want you to use this app called Aura, because Aura is going to make sure that they cannot track you. Okay. Aura is 100% free for 14 days. And what I love about Aura is they're going to give you a VPN. They're going to give you some identity theft protection. And also they're going to, make sure that you're covered in credit monitoring. Now, here's why I say you need this for when it comes to traveling. Try it out. Watch. Did you know that websites? So if you go to google.com flights track your what do you call that? IPN, CJ? Not IPN. Your IP address. I'm saying VPN, IP. They track your IP address. Let's say you type on today, I want to go to Hawaii, and they give you a price for $500. And then you come back tomorrow, or you come back 3 days later. They track that IP and they say, you know what? Anthony is really interested in Hawaii. We can actually go up on the prices. We can go up from $500 to $500 and maybe $45. And did you know that site makes the difference? Like, they get that difference from the airlines because they sold that flight at that price, or they sold that hotel or that transportation situation at that price. A VPN wipes your history. It makes your IP address private and brand new. Now, you can use an incognito window, but sometimes those windows don't work all the time. The best way to protect yourself on the internet, period, and to make sure you're not being tracked, and to make sure that you get the best prices, because I suggest watching these prices for at least 2 weeks. So if you know you're going somewhere in July, you know you're going somewhere in August, now is the right time to start watching it. But before you go on that site, go to aura.com/Anthony. Aura.com/Anthony. I'll drop the information in today's show notes. Sign up. You get 14 days for free. I'm telling you right now, try it, because the VPN process protects you online, and you need that because when you go and you travel out of the country or anywhere, you want to make sure that you're not being tracked. But the sweet thing is, you may, as you're watching it over 2 weeks, the prices may go down and you'll get that price because they're not tracking your IP address. So this is very, very important. But also a little side plug. Why I really love Aura is not only because Aura gives you the VPN, but if you're going to be traveling, if you're going to be out of the country and you're going to be using your debit card, and you're going to be using your credit card, if you have a credit card, that's a conversation for another day. But if you're going to be using your information, your driver's license, you want to have a company that is protecting you. You want to make sure that you have a company that is watching over you as you're traveling. Because if you swipe that debit card in Hawaii, if you swipe that debit card in London, there are criminals out there that are scanning, that are finding your information, and then they start taking your information and start spending money on your cards, finding your social security information, finding out all your information, and then stealing your identity. And Aura is going to protect that. They're going to notify you ASAP. I remember I just recently purchased a car, and while I was at the car dealership, they did have to pull my credit report because I had to verify my identity. They did not. I didn't finance nothing, okay? But they did have to verify my identity, and they couldn't do it because I have it blocked through Aura. And Aura texted me and said, hey, this particular dealership is looking to pull your credit. Do you want us to unlock it? I said, absolutely. I'm talking about, he hit enter, boom. They came to me. I get a text message, not even 5 minutes later, and I was able to unlock it. And then 5 minutes later, they were able to pull it to verify my identity. So go check out Aura, because it will protect you with saving money, and it will also just protect you as you're traveling. Because even if you're traveling inside the States, do you know how many people you're giving your debit card or your credit card to? And I want to make sure that you are secured and safe during these times. Please believe me, it is free. Then after that, it's like $9-10. Come on, you guys. Protect yourself, protect your family. Go to aura.com/Anthony ONeal. The key thing when it comes to transportation, right, and really traveling, is you want to book at least 30 to 60 days out, okay? At least 2 months out. And international flights, you want to get the lowest price. I'm going to be honest with you. You want to get those at least 60 to 90 days out. You want to use, here are the top websites that I use. Google Flights is number one. Sky Scanner, okay? Sky Scanner, SKYSCANNER. and Expedia to search for flights. They often have some amazing deals with airlines to sell tickets at a absolute low price. What I really love about, like I told you, Google Flights is you can see if you are flexible with your dates. Should you wait 2 weeks? Should you go on this particular weekend? Should you go through this particular time? You can see it because they'll give you 60 days. And on each day, they'll give you the price of what it is ranging. And I love that when you click on that price, it'll black out everything else, and then you'll be able to see what other prices you should do. You select for your return flight. So again, top websites that I suggest: Google Flights, Skyscanner, Expedia to search for your flights. All right. And then I'm going to be honest with you all. When I travel, I don't really use I don't really rent vehicles. And here's why: because I honestly love actually exploring the city. So I'll use the train, like when I go to Europe, I just use the train. I love viewing things that are going around. When I was in Chicago, man, listen, I remember one time I honestly rented a bike. It was actually fun. And you can use the subway in Chicago. You can use the bike in Chicago. You can even use the bike in Amsterdam. Like there's so many different things you can do. And what it does is, if you're on a vacation, it allows you to actually enjoy and view the actual city. And then let's just say you do have to go somewhere long and you don't want to take a subway, or the subway doesn't go there. And you definitely don't want to ride a bike, especially in Chicago, because, it might be cold. Use Uber, use Lyft. Now, let's be honest, Uber and Lyft prices are really, their ranges are going up and down. Some of my team was in town, and they told me, man, we looked up a Uber price and it was like $70, right? And then he said, man, about 20 minutes later, it went down from 70 to about 40. Check this out. That person had Aura on his phone. And the reason why it went down is because that person wasn't being tracked. That individual wasn't being tracked. But someone else who didn't have Aura, their price was like $85 to get from the airport to my studio, and the prices stayed the same. But the person closed out the app, went back 10 minutes later, opened it back up, and it was like $40-$50 to get from the airport to here. So again, Aura.com, their VPN services is amazing. But what I'm saying is use Uber, use Lyft, share a car using carpool to save money. You can honestly, if you got 5 of you, and let's say it is expensive, let's say it is, for you all, and the price is, let's say $80. That's $20 per person. That's better than renting a car right now at $200 a day. It's much better. And so think about that. If you have to rent a car, I would suggest rent a car using Turo.com. Because the companies out there, the very expensive companies, rental car companies, man, their prices are going up because some of them had to sell their vehicles. So because they had to sell their vehicles during COVID time, and because of the low amount of cars available that are being made, they can't really buy a lot of cars. So the cars that they do have, they actually went up on price to start breaking even. But Turo.com are people like you and I who are just sitting at home. We work from home, so we know Monday through Thursday we're not going anywhere. And so or we're in school and we don't have to put our cars out there on the road. We can honestly work from home, we go to school from home, or we can just walk to school or walk to work. And so you can actually find some pretty good deals on Turo.com. I was on there earlier while I was typing up the notes for this, and I found cars in LA, Teslas, BMWs, Honda Accords, vans, as low as $49 a day up until about $100 a day. Like I found a Tesla that was $99 a day, and it was a Tesla van, not van, SUV. And for a Tesla SUV, that's actually a real good price. And so I would suggest going on Turo.com, and if you don't want a luxury car, man, you can get something as cheap as $39, $49 a day, and unlimited miles, as long as you stay within that particular state. You guys, you could have a great trip. But the key thing here is you got to do your research. While you're doing your research, use a VPN service like aura.com/Anthony ONeal to help protect your IP from being tracked so you can get the best deal, and then look up all of your flights on Google Flights, Skyscanner, Expedia. There's another one out there, Hotwire. We're going to talk about that in a little bit for like hotels. But just do the research. Scott's Cheap's Flights. Do the research at least 2 weeks out before you purchase the flight. And if you're flying internally, let's say, because some of us may be trying to go somewhere next month, so we don't have 2 months, right? You need to get a VPN so you can get the best deal now as you're doing the research. But let's say if you're trying to buy it to go somewhere, maybe for Halloween or maybe for Thanksgiving or maybe for a fall graduation or maybe for Christmas this year, now is the time to start looking, and then make sure that you buy those flights as early as possible, at least 2 to 3 months out, depending on if it's local in the U.S. or national. Number 2, so we talked about flights and we talked about transportation, okay? The next one is hotels and lodging. Now, this one can be a little tricky because I'm very big on hotels. I'm not a huge Airbnb fan, for me personally, right? I don't really like Airbnbs because another human being that owns that has the keys to that home, and I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just keep it real at the table. I just don't know. Now, I'm not opposed to them. I've used them several times, but for some odd reason, I feel safer in a hotel. Am I the only one? Like, comment below if you're watching this on YouTube, if you feel safer in a hotel or if you feel 100% safe in an Airbnb. But the key thing when it comes to hotels and lodging is travel with a friend or friends. It's always cheaper to share, right? And I say this for the ladies, because most guys, we ain't really trying to share a room with another man. We definitely ain't sharing no bed. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I will not get I won't even share a bed with my brother, and I love him. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But men, we like our space. We like our privacy. And so we don't want to share, a room with someone. But if I had to share money, then I'm looking at a hotel room that has 2 bedrooms in it at least. So there is some level of privacy, because I'm not getting in the shower and he's out there brushing his teeth. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not taking a shower, he out there brushing the teeth, and then the other boy is on the toilet. You understand what I'm saying? Now, on the flip side, ladies, y'all can do that. Y'all can get a king bed and put 3 ladies in the bed and y'all be all right. And one could be in the shower, one could be doing their hair, and the other one could be using the bathroom. Like, y'all just don't care. I don't see how, but y'all just don't care. And to be honest with y'all, ladies, that is a great way to save money. Because if you got one room that costs you $100 a night, let's say you're staying for, 3 nights, that means one person's got to pay for 1 night. You can save money. Now, brothers, we can't save money like that. I would rather pay for all 3 nights than to share a room. But if I'm on a budget, if we're on a budget, then I'm with it. I want you to do it, right? But 2, here's something that I think you should really consider. Sometimes it is cheaper to stay longer. You're probably saying, well, wait, Anthony, you're saying if it's costing me $149 a night, you're saying it's cheaper to stay longer than, let's say, 3 nights? It could be, because sometimes hotels will give you a package deal. 3 nights. 3 nights gets you the 4th night free. 4th night gets you the 5th night free. 5th night gets you the 6th night free. And check this out, because you bought 5 nights, 1 night by itself is $149, but we'll give you those 5 nights at $89 a night or $99 a night and a 6th night free. And so I would definitely consider maybe, because you see this a lot with Airbnbs, okay? Many Airbnbs and hotels give discounts for 5 to 7 days or longer. Once you hit that 5 mark, man, it comes in, you'll be surprised at the prices. And so I would definitely consider that, right? Also, when it comes to hotels, not only just, staying for 5 to 7 nights, when it comes to like hotels, I would look at all inclusives. I would really consider Let's say, for an example, you want to go internationally. Say you want to go to Mexico. Say you want to go to Hawaii. Say you want to go out. I would look into an all-inclusive spot where when you pay, you get the room, the food, the activities on the resort, and the drinks for free. If you're not a drinker, still a great idea. But some of us like to partake and drink wisely. And man, there's a particular hotel that I go to in Mexico that I honestly love. I go there at least once a quarter, get away for a weekend, and it's all inclusive. So when I'm there, I don't really go off. I don't really leave. I eat the food. I have a little bit of wine, and what I paid for when I go there is completely 100% paid for. I don't have to spend any more money. So to compare prices on Airbnb and Vrbo, you need to go to sites like hotels.com. So let's say, for an example, if you are looking for a place to stay, go to hotels.com, go to hotwire.com, see what hotels are charging, and then go to Airbnb and Vrbo and see exactly what are the prices. What is the best affordable hotel for the kind of hotel or the type of situation you need for staying. You may be looking for something a little bit more luxurious, or you may be looking for something like at least a 3 or 4 star. I'm gonna keep it real with you. As much as we are all on the budget, I don't want you in a 2 or 1 star type situation, because at some point there is a level of safety and there is a level of clean, something that's clean. You know what I'm saying? Like clean. If you can only afford a 1 or 2 star hotel, then you don't need to be going. I'm just gonna be real with you, because I want you to be safe. I want you to be somewhere clean. I want you laying on a clean bed. I want you in a safe environment. So you want to get at least a 3 star or higher when it comes to hotels, and make sure your Airbnb is in a nice, clean situation. All right. Now, Priceline.com lets you bid on hotels, and you can get way lower prices. And I just say, hey, listen, I want a 4 star or 5 star. If I'm going into a city, right? I'm tell you right now, man, you can really save money on hotels.com, or check this out. Download this app called Hotels Tonight. And let's say, for an example, you're traveling solo, right? When I'm traveling solo and I'm open to where I'm staying in that city, and I kind of like look around and see, like, is there anything busy? I'll go to hotels.com and type in the dates that I'll be in the city. And if I see a lot of hotels are available, then that means that city doesn't have anything major going on. So I'll typically wait until I land and just go to Hotels Tonight. It's an app. You can download it in the App Store. And literally, I will go in there. So I need a hotel right now, tonight. And they will sometimes give you the best deal, because if the hotel is not sold out, if the hotel has less than 50% sold, man, they cut their prices in half, because getting 50% is better than getting 0%.
Oh, yeah. They're happy for a good reason. Prize Pool gives you a chance to win big simply by saving money. You heard me right. Save your money and have a chance to win more. That, my friends, is what I call a win-win situation. Plus, they have a debit card. Use it and increase your chances to win in our weekly drawings. Head over to AnthonyONeal.com/savings to set up your account today. Prize Pool, banking made fun.
So same thing with Priceline. If you are comfortable with waiting until the last minute and you know that hotels have rooms available, sometimes that is the best thing to do if you're traveling solo, if it's just you, because you may have to travel out a little bit more than where you really wanted to be. And you don't want to do that with your spouse and with your kids. Unless your spouse is cool with it. But if you have kids, if you have family, friends, no, y'all need to go ahead and plan that out. So when you land, you can get straight to your airport. But me, oftentimes when I'm traveling by myself for fun, for leisure in the States, oh yeah, I have no problems going to Priceline.com or Hotels Tonight and just seeing what's the best bang for my buck. Because I remember one time, I went to New York and I went to Hotels Tonight. And when I landed, I couldn't go straight to my hotel because I had to go straight to this particular party. And when I landed, man, I just landed while I was in the Airbnb driving to the spot. I just went to hotels.com, got a 5-star hotel, 5-star hotel suite for $129. And when I went on their website, they had that same suite for about $380. So that's 60% off of that price because I was willing to wait. Now here's the downfall. If you wait and it's a busy city, then you may miss out, So that's why I say do the research ahead of time. And if you're traveling solo, check out, check out I would definitely say like a traditional hotel. And you can book a private room at an Airbnb. I don't really do private rooms at somebody else's house unless it's like a room that's on like it's connected to a house, but it has its own entry, and it's secure. I'm not I don't want to walk through someone's front door and I just got a room. I got to use the bathroom outside. I got to use their kitchen. Yeah, I need privacy. But some of y'all are comfortable with using someone's room. All right. And so listen, I'm telling you right now, this right here is key. It's really just about being strategic on how you do things. And you got to identify what's the best thing for you. Get the hotel in advance if you have a large group. If you're traveling by yourself, man, you'll get some best deals by waiting for the last minute, the day of, because hotels are thinking, I would rather sell this room at 50% of its rate than to let it go empty and don't make no money on it. Doesn't make any sense for them. So what are 3 things, activities, right? Functions that you can do while you're in that particular city. What are some tours you can do? What are some things? What I've learned is to buy these tickets in advance. Like, let's say if you're going to Mexico and you want to go on a boat ride, I've learned to reach out to people in advance and to just schedule it. Offer them cash. I'm telling you right now, cash is king, especially when you go out of the country to companies like Mexico, like Hawaii. Your American dollar cash is king. Your debit card is not king. Your credit card, of course, is not king, because what they're going to do is they're going to charge you more money. If their rate is 2.99% to process that card, they're going to charge you. If the thing is $200, they're going to charge you $200 plus 2.99. Every time I go to Mexico, I bring cash. And if it's $200, I break out cash. I'll give you $175. Okay, cash. Yeah. $175. And I'm telling you, everywhere I go, out of the country, as soon as I land, I get cash. I don't really travel with a bunch of cash on me, but I do. As soon as I land, I get some cash and I exchange it for whatever that is. And sometimes most places when you go, you can actually use American dollars and they actually like it. The only downfall is you give them American dollar, but then they may give you back their money. And so you just got to, schedule that on out and make sure you understand that. Buy an activity pass. Companies like Go City have partnerships with local vendors to give you steep, and I mean real steep, discounts to pass holders. Let's say if you're going to California, you want to go to Six Flags, you want to go to Disneyland, or if you're in Florida, you want to go to Disney World. You can do that. I would recommend going to Go City because you can get these tickets at like military rate discounts. Growing up in the California area, we always went on post to get our deep discounts to like companies like Six Flags. We never went to Disneyland or Disney World, but companies like Six Flags, Knott's Berry Farm, SeaWorld, any activity parks, because that we thought that was the only place. But now you can get the same military discounts at companies like Go City. So I would definitely check that out. And consider, like I told you earlier again, all-inclusive hotels that bundle lodging, activities, food, everything together. There's the hotel I go to in Mexico. Every day they have a morning celebration, an afternoon celebration, then an evening party, and it's free. They'll do a concert on the beach with a celebrity that comes through. They'll turn their beach into a party. They'll have a barbecue on the beach. They'll do a comedy show. They'll do, it almost reminds me of a cruise, but on land. Like everything, once you get there, it's 100% included inside your price. I used to say free, but it's not free because you paid for it. It's not free. They said it to me once. It's free. No, it's not free. I paid for it. I gave you some money and you just giving me my money's worth. And so sites like TripAdvisor, Costco, if you have a Costco membership, are a great place to check out for deep bundle deals on tours, activities, and even resorts. I would definitely look at TripAdvisor or Costco because they have some amazing, amazing sites. And listen, y'all, I've learned this. Free activities around town, like self-guided tours or going to the beach or walking museums, are actually some of the dopest things you could do. And can I keep it real with you? Some of the most romantic things you can do. Go get some ice cream, walk around and look at the African American Museum. If you're in the city of Nashville, Tennessee, if you ever go there, Nashville, Tennessee, it's the #1 city for the bachelorettes and bachelor parties, right? And they just opened up a Black museum, Black History Museum, and my friends, the Boyd's family, are in that museum, and it's a beautiful, rich museum to go and just look at and learn a little bit more about your history. And so if you come to DC, there's a lot of museums. My producer, it was his birthday, and him and his girlfriend went to a museum, and they had a great time just walking around and learning more about the culture and about DC culture and about African American culture. And so look, man, never shy away from free things. Those could be some of the coolest and some of the most romantic things you can do. And not just romantic, it could be actually a fun educational piece if you're traveling with your kids. Think about it. All right. Now food. Let's talk about food. Have breakfast at the hotel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, more than likely when you get breakfast at the hotel, like a 3-4 star or higher, they're going to have free complimentary breakfast. Now, once you get to those high-end restaurants, unless you include it inside of your package when you purchase it, they may not. But more than likely, because you're staying there, the breakfast will be a little bit cheaper than going out to a restaurant. So consider having breakfast at a hotel. If you have an Airbnb, if you are renting like a house through like a big house through a different type of company, go get groceries. And I'm gonna tell you this much too. Let's say if you have like 10 people, 5 couples at a particular house, right? Sometimes the best thing to do is not to go out to dinner, maybe not to get groceries, but if you're looking for an experience, maybe hire a local chef. And you'll pay that chef maybe $1,000 to cook you all breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And listen, break that down between 5 couples. That's cheaper than spending separately $200 here, $200 there, $200 there, $200 there. I consider that sometimes. But more than likely, a lot of you are not going to be traveling like that, and it makes no sense to have a chef. But I'm saying if it's a big party at a big house and you all are staying there, then sometimes that is another option to consider. But for the most part, if you're traveling, to a city, and let's say you get at the Hilton, or you get at the Holiday Inn, or you get at a Marriott, those breakfasts comes with it. It's free complimentary breakfast. Eat it. Okay. And also, last one, see up underneath buying food, consider buying a meal plan from your resort if possible. Let's say if you go to a resort and it's not an all-inclusive resort, sometimes adding on, your breakfast and lunch, or like breakfast in bed, at some of them, it's cheaper to do that than it is to go out and get into different restaurants. All right. So number 5, before we get into trips that are under $1,000, when you're planning a trip on a budget, here are some general tips to save your money. Write this down. Set your budget before you start planning. It's key. All right. If your budget is $1,500, if your budget is $1,000, and we're going to talk about some of these trips underneath $1,000, set the budget before you even start looking. Don't go to hotwire.com. Don't go to Scott's Cheap's Flights. Don't go to, don't go anywhere. Before you get on anything, put it on paper. Here's my budget all in. When I say all in, even your spending money when you go there. All right. So have your budget on paper before you start beginning. Then number B, travel during the off season. It's going to be much cheaper and fewer crowds. As much as y'all think I love people, which I do love people, I actually prefer to not be around a lot of people, especially while I'm on vacation, especially when I'm trying to get away. So I travel when y'all working. I travel when y'all ain't really traveling. The summer months, if I travel, I'll be honest, I'll go somewhere that a lot of people probably just won't go because I want that peace. But also, like, I'll travel during the month of November. I'll travel during the month of October because some people just don't want to travel like that. I'll travel during the winter months. I'll get away for the weekend when it's cold in that area, when it's off season. Oh, I'm there because prices tend to go down 40%. And I'm getting the same experience. I'm just not getting that hot body, hot summer type of vibe. You know, I'm not going to see a bunch of beautiful single ladies in bikinis. I'm going to see them in turtlenecks. I'm not going to see them on the beach. I'm going to see them up underneath heat. Okay? Ladies, you may not be able to see the guy and just his shorts and his chest out. You know? But listen, at least you got a good experience for a great price. Okay? And here's another thing too is choose flexible cancellation policies. Because we know life happens. So if you buy a ticket today that is for November, life could happen. And you want to make sure that, you know, there is a cancellation policy in place. And if there isn't a cancellation policy in place, I will consider travel insurance. Okay. Especially if you're going abroad, especially right now with this whole pandemic situation. My friend was in Bali and she went there and they canceled her flight because of that virus. And so you couldn't fly back into the States. So she actually had to stay in Bali another 2 weeks. And then when she got to that 2 weeks, they extended it again. And so you want to make sure that if you purchase the flights, that you have travel insurance because the airline will not refund you. If the government says, no, we can't go there. If the airline is saying we have to cancel this flight because of COVID, because of a reason that is not theirs, they will not issue a refund. But if you do have travel insurance in place, the travel insurance will cover you up to 90 to 100% of what you paid for it if you have that put into place. Like I told you, use cash on your vacation so you don't accidentally overspend. And here's the last tip. Like I told you again, make sure when you're traveling, you have VPN on your phone and on your laptop. So that way, if you use your card, you are not being tracked and they're not tracking your IP because here's where a lot of scammers get people. You think you're secure, but you log onto a free Wi-Fi at the hotel. That's not secure. You log onto a free Wi-Fi at the Starbucks. You log on a free Wi-Fi at the pool that you're at. And then you don't even know that it's not secure. And hackers are specifically looking at hotels and airlines companies and airports and the free servers to get inside of your computer, to get access to your passwords, to get access to your bank accounts, to your debit cards that you've used on file. Because I don't know about y'all, but I keep my Apple Wallet. I keep my debit card on my Apple Wallet. I keep my debit card on my Apple Wallet on my computer. And if they get access to my computer, they can see that. So make sure that you have a VPN service from Aura. I keep telling y'all, aura.com/Anthony ONeal. And it's actually aura.com/Anthony. And it's free for 14 days. So if you know you're going to be traveling, get it for the 14 days. Try it out. And if you don't like it, get rid of it. At least get a protection for while you're going. But I promise you, period, I keep it on my computer. All right. So as we're closing, what are some $1,000 trip ideas that you can do? If you want to travel this summer but don't know where yet, here are a couple of vacations you can take for only $1,000. And y'all, I've done it. So here it is. Cancun, Mexico in July for 5 days. Flights from DCA, right, is only $224 per Sky Scanner. A hotel on the beach, $86 per day. Now, I'll be honest with you, that's not a beachfront room, but that is a nice room. If it was a beachfront room, it would go up to about $200 a day. But activities, Go City Explore passes, it's $119 in Cancun. It will give you access to premium activities like visit the main ruins, snorkeling, parasailing, and getting a relaxing massage for only $119. What? Food, $227 for food, or $45 a day. Meals can be as affordable as $3 to $4 US per meal. What was the total? $1,000. Okay, $1,000 to go to Cancun, Mexico in July. Now listen to what I just said. This is an $86 per day hotel. This is a 3.5-star hotel in Cancun, Mexico. And here's why I'm okay with a 3.5-3-star hotel in Cancun. Really, when you go to Mexico, you're not gonna really be in your room like that. You just want a good, comfortable bed, a good, clean hotel. So when you're not out, you can come back and sleep well. But as soon as you wake up, you're gonna be out. You're gonna be out on the beach, out at the pool, out traveling. And why spend $600, $700 a night when you're not really gonna be in it? Now, when you go to a resort, you may be in your room often because those resort rooms are nice, especially you got a view and a beach. I stay in my hotel room often, but I'm not everyone. And I think the majority of people like to get out and enjoy the city. So for $1,000, you can be in Cancun, Mexico. Here's another one, Costa Rica for 5 days. Okay, you can be in Costa Rica in the month of August for 5 days. Flights from DCA to Costa Rica, which is DC, is $285, again via Skyscanner. A hotel, this is a 4-star hotel for $70 per day via Skyscanner. Activities through Go City Sport Passes, $119. Food is going to be $49 a day, which is about average for food, right? That's going to be at $246 that you would need for 5 days to go to food. What's the total? $1,000. So listen, you can travel this summer. You can travel and really, really enjoy where you're going. But I want you to be wise. I want you to be smart. I want you to be on a budget. Make sure that you're protecting yourself. Make sure that you are not going into your emergency fund, and just have a good time. A lot of people think I don't want my tribe to have a good time, to buy the cars or buy the homes or to go places that they really want to go. No, I'm teaching you to get out of debt and to maximize your single season and to live below your means and to build wealth so you can do whatever the heck you want to do. If that is spend $100,000 on vacation, I don't care, as long as you got the money on top of your savings account and on top of your investments. If you want to go have a $50,000 wedding, I don't care. I want you to do what you want to do. If you want to go buy a $300,000 car, I don't care. As long as you have the right things in place. And traveling, I want you to go have a great time. So I'm going to leave you with the scripture in today's affirmation. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 8. The Lord himself will go before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you or forget you. Don't be afraid and do not worry. Here is today's affirmation. I am determined to live the life to the fullest. I am determined to live my life to the fullest. And I want you to not only just live it, but also enjoy it. It's your boy, Anthony ONeal. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you like today's show, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.